rising flame was alight as the flow of time carved a new history for Fodlan. With the fall of Ferdinand, the Holy Kingdom of Fargus and the Church of Seros both vanished into the people's memories. Fodlan was finally one unified nation, under the rule of Emperor Edelgard and the oppressed Empire.
What an edgelord.
Using her newfound power, Edelgard could at last set about destroying Fodlan's entrenched system of nobility and rebuild a world free from the tyranny of crests and status. Yet, beneath the surface, an unseen and silent struggle began to take shape. From her seat of power, Edelgard could at last wage war on those who slither in the dark.
And that's all we hear of that.
Which is honestly one of the dumbest parts of this entire ending path.
The children of the goddess have been defeated at last. The shape of the world will be forever changed. Humanity is free now. The world is ours once again. Can you believe it? I see. Well, one thing is certain. The fate of this world depends on the choices we make. It's possible that people would have been happier continuing to mindlessly obey the goddess. Our work is far from over, and we can't ignore the possibility that our enemies will resurface one day. I don't know what the future holds, but come what may, will you stay by my side? You chose to protect me at the Holy Tomb. Will you choose me again? What I'm trying to say is, I need you. You called me Elle. That means more than I can say. And this ring, it's lovely. Thank you, my dearest friend. I will happily accept it. I must admit, I feared my feelings would be unrequited. So long as I had you by my side, it never mattered how many enemies I amassed. You were all I needed. All this time, I longed to share my feelings with you, and it seems you wished for the same. Now, our wishes have come true. This feeling, it's overwhelming.
The burdens are mine.
Absolutely not. I won't allow it. From now on, we face the world and carry our burdens together. We will crush those who slither in the dark and restore peace and order to Fodlan. I will then find a suitable successor and hand over the reins of the Empire. When all that is done, it will be just the two of us. I look forward to starting our life together in the light of a glorious new dawn.
Let's make it happen.
Yes, that is all we can do for now. We must remain focused on our goals. To think that I may truly call you my partner and equal now. The solitary reign of Edelgard has come to an end. From now on, we walk this path together. With time and care, the darkness shrouding this world will be lifted. You and I will become the light that shines over Fodlan, just as you have shined upon my life.
I never thought I'd be a wedding planner.
And that's Black Eagles. Can't wait to see all the millions of things I went on in the middle of them. So, final thoughts on the Black Eagles route?
I think Black Eagles is really interesting to talk about because I think it has a lot of problems, but at its best, I think at its best, Black Eagles might be the best of this game. it's kind of the game at its best and at its worst.
It feels like one of those things where it's like, if you played this first, this is your favorite one. If you played it last, you probably don't like it as much.
I will say the finale of Black Eagles is, other than the fact that it's kind of a difficulty spike, which is kind of awkward, other than that, I think it might be the best finale of all of them.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's incredibly well done. Especially, like, the second to last map is maybe the best map in the whole game. It's fantastic.
What a shock, Edelgard was my MVP. It was Kuro and Edelgard that was my MVP. Oddly, Bernie was never the MVP, I noticed.
It's just... I mean, she kind of does... It's probably because she didn't, like, kill enemies en masse. She just...
And our endings.
After the war for Fodlan, Yaritza threw himself fully into the struggle against those who slither in the dark. Visage masked by the likeness of death itself, he laid waste to his enemies with a scythe that terrified friend and foe alike. When it was all over, he stole away in secret and vanished without a trace. His whereabouts thereafter have been
Caspar lives
of his achievements during the war.
Caspar was given the title of Minister of Military Affairs in the new Adrestian Empire. Though his command developed a reputation for occasional recklessness, he proved an able leader, guiding his troops to overcome countless obstacles. Long after his career had ended, tall tales of the glory and good cheer that brought to his army endured.
Leonard and Petra. Petra returned to her homeland of Bridget and inherited the throne from her grandfather. As ruler, she declared independence from Fodlan and renegotiated Bridget's diplomatic relationships on more equal terms. Next, she introduced industrial practices that were modeled on those of Fodlan, vastly improving her homeland's economy. This rapid development surprised those abroad until it was discovered that the improvements came thanks to the counsel of Petra's husband, Linhardt, who had left Fodlan to offer Bridget his talent and insight. It is said that the couple maintained a healthy and affectionate relationship.
Raised many happy children together.
Hubert and Bernie! The marriage between Hubert, Minister of Imperial Household, and Bernadetta, leader of House of Arley, was so surprising to the public that it was much talked about even outside of political circles in the capital. Bernadetta took the opportunity to survey the far reaches of the new Adrestian Empire, and in her absence, Hubert took well to the management of Arley territory. It proved to be an astonishingly good match, working together to protect Fodlan from the shadows. It's said that they showed their affection for one another by wearing matched embroidered flowers.
That's adorable. Ferdinand and Dorothea. After officially becoming the new Duke Geyer, Ferdinand set about reforming his territory. Thanks to the wisdom of his wife Dorothea, Ferdinand's policies were of massive benefit to common folk and brought about a swift recovery. Recognition of this achievement, he was called upon by Emperor to inform the reforms of the empire as the large new prime minister. Work kept him busy, always found time for Dorothea. Children filled
loving house. They said that their children filled their house with music for...
Yep.
Kuro and Edelgard aided the tyranny of a godlike being. Kuro was wounded and lost the power of the progenitor god, but it mattered not. He and Edelgard had each other. To ensure lasting peace, the two fought against those who slither in the dark, and to ensure a society where people can rise and fall by their own merits, they spent their lives reforming the antiquated class system. They achieved much in their time together, and it's said that they were sometimes spotted leaving palace to privately enjoy
how they spent those precious moments, none but the two of them will ever know.
It's annoying they had to read that really fast.
Yep. Well, you should be used to it. We did Pokemon Sword. So, want to do thoughts on the Black Eagle kids themselves?
Yeah.
Should we keep Edelgard for last?
Let's keep Edelgard and Hubert. We'll do Hubert second to last as well.
Okay, Ferdinand.
Ferdinand, he's such an earnest character. I love him. I love how earnest he is. Like he
got on my nerves early on, but eventually I grew to love him.
Yeah, he just he has his pride issues, but he comes to recognize them and is and manages to work through them. And it's really cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just also just really fun.
Yeah.
He's just a fun character.
Linhardt? Linhardt, I feel like, doesn't do well on his own, but bouncing off other characters is when he shines the best.
My favorite thing about Linhardt personally is just him being super sarcastic. When he's being sarcastic, it's some of my favorite lines in this whole game.
Yeah.
It's a great time. He's not my absolute favorite character, but
we haven't seen my favorite parts of Linhardt yet.
I get plenty of laughs out of him.
We haven't seen my favorite parts of Linhardt, which we'll see in other classes with other supports, but I think we'll be seeing more of him, definitely. Caspar is a beautiful treasure, and I love him for it.
How did he rise up the ranks of characters I love in this game so much? I used to think he was annoying and I didn't like him very much. Now he is he is the meme king. I love him so much.
Yep.
Like he still gets on my nerves in a couple of supports, but he's just so funny. Oh, he's hilarious. I love Caspar.
Petra?
Honestly, I forget about Petra a lot, but she's a really cool character.
Yeah.
Petra's really cool.
Yeah, she's perfectly established as the character they were trying to make her into.
Yeah, and I think it's like her struggling with the language. I think it's a fun quirk, but at the same time, I honestly think it's surprisingly accurate to the way someone would struggle with a second language.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, I like it. Dorothea?
Dorothea is the Antakamaki of this game.
Pretty much.
I love her. When she's good, she's so good. In part 2 when she's her comments about the war stuff.
War torn.
Yeah, it's just I just love it. It's so good. But then she just flirts with everybody and I'm like, stop it!
At least she...
I do like her.
I do like the fact, though, that she does have a reason, at least. She has, a purpose for it.
Yeah. She gets on my nerves sometimes, but I do really like her character.
Yeah, me as well. These are all the Japanese names.
I think that leaves Bernie.
Bernie, yep. Bernie or Yuritsa first?
I'll say Yuritsa.
This is my first time really interacting with him because I played Black Eagles before the update even happened with that allowed him in.
Yeah.
But he grew on me.
Yeah, I will say, probably my single favorite thing about him is just his voice is just, oh my goodness. It's so much fun to just talk like him.
Yeah.
And do the irritated sign.
Yep.
But he's not the most complex character in this game, but they gave him just enough that he's not super one note. You really do feel for him, especially when he
especially if you see the one. I recommend everyone looking up the thing of Yuritsa and Mercedes.
Yeah.
Definitely look that up. You'll see something new.
Yeah.
You'll definitely see something. It's the one thing where it was really hard routing which route we were going to take first because of that.
Yeah.
But we gotta do it at some point, and I want to show off the characters on that way. She's an adorable little snowflake, and I love every little bit of her.
Yeah,
Her early supports get very annoying if you're seeing them all at once, but I think it's... Individually, it's fine. It just gets grating when you see them all at once.
Honestly, I feel like people give Bernie crap for it when really it's a flaw with the support system itself.
Yeah. but yeah, Bernie is adorable.
And especially, like, part 2, whenever she's, like, part 2, when she, like, starts to, like, seeing how different she is in part 2, where you could still see... Like, she's still the same scared kid, but she's grown up and she's like, okay, I'm actually going to, like, she has.
She's not just in her room all day.
Yeah, she actually has the strength to, like, finds the strength to move forward. It's so cool.
And of course, the moment that I think both of us fell in love with the character was the Gerald section. Was the
yes, one of my favorite parts of the whole game was when after Gerald dies, and
you see her out of her room.
I remember. I went to her room because like it's like one of the first things I always did, and I was like, her door's open. She's not here. Where is she? And I open up the map, and I like realized she's by the graveyard. And I'm like, oh my goodness! And then I went over there, and she's like, I'm putting flowers by his grave. I'm like, Bernie!
Yeah, that's the moment where I said, I'm dating you. You. Right there.
Bernie's amazing. Alright. It's not my absolute favorite character in this game.
Not mine either, but she's up there.
She's probably my favorite of the Black Eagles. No.
I wouldn't say that much, but she's quite up there. Hubert is evil sidekick villain who has a horrifying heart, but a heart that's good.
Yeah, he's just a really fascinating character. He's like that cool character he's the kind of.
You expect him to be extremely heartless at the beginning, but then it shows that
he's just very.
It's hard to get. He's like a wall. Like you got to get into the wall to become friends with him. Like outside the wall, he's horrifying and heartless, but inside the wall, he's going to try and help you.
Yeah, he's just like he comes off as cruel, but he's just pragmatic.
Yeah, it feels like he has to be, considering what he does for Edelgard and such.
Yeah. He's a very cool and interesting character.
Yeah, Robbie Damon helps.
Also, Robbie freaking Damon.
Definitely don't have any crush. Why do you ask? You don't have a man crush on him. Why do you think that? Edelgard?
Out of the 3 house leaders,
I'd probably say she's second to me.
She's the third to me, but that is not a diss on her by any means.
Yeah.
Considering Claude and Dimitri are 2 of my favorite characters in this whole game.
Yeah, we're gonna have freaking fights over once we get to Dimitri and Claude's routes.
I think she's a fantastic character. She's very well developed. Her story is super interesting. And really, she is the driving force behind the plot.
Very much so.
she is an awesome character.
Definitely.
And it's even though she's not my favorite character per se, she's one of the most interesting characters for me to think about.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to think about her as a character.
Yeah. Should we also mention I don't think we ever fully went into detail on how much the main theme can be seen as Edelgard's theme. Like, with the lyrics and everything, very much fitting her and everything.
I've like heard that, and I've like kind of recognized it, but I didn't feel...
It works with Byleth, definitely, but I think it also it fits well with Edelgard's ambition as well. Yeah.
In general, the soundtrack of this freaking game is so good.
Yep. We haven't even seen some of our favorites yet. Some of our favorites aren't even here, or barely got shown.
Yeah. Almost every track in this game is just fantastic.
Yeah, final thoughts on Black Eagles. It's great for what it does, but after you get to the other routes, you notice what's missing.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely one of those where it's like, I feel like you have a lot more love with it if it's the first route you go on, which is kind of like why I wanted to do it first. Yeah. That's a damn lie, game.
The end.
That is a goddamn lie.
The end. For now.
58 parts in, that is a damn lie. Yeah, we're not anywhere close to being done ever, ladies and gentlemen.
We got a long road ahead, but for now, this is where we're stopping Three Houses. We're going to take a break and go to a different Let's Play.
We're probably going to do quite a number of different Let's Plays. If I get it working, I might do part of the... Because, spoiler warning, the first parts of the routes aren't that different. Like, there's like a scene here and there, but it's not like big enough that we have to go through every single month individually again.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a point in doing that.
Like, the chapters are pretty much identical until, like, the last one or two of part one.
So yeah, I might be streaming, I might not be, I'm not sure quite yet. We'll figure that out eventually. By the time you guys see this, I've probably figured it out. Like, probably check the description, I'll have mentioned what I'm doing.
Should we say what route we're going to be doing next?
We are doing Blue Lions.
As your move.
And, just for variety and such, there's 2 genders of Byleth, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Since there's 4 routes... Yes, there are 4. We'll explain more about that after Blue Lines and such. That'll be the least one. I don't think I'll even need to show that one that much. But yeah, we will be doing Female Byleth for the next one. If you guys are wondering, the official route order we're doing is Black Eagles, Blue Lions, Church Route, and Golden Deer.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
Gonna be long.
It's gonna be great and long.
This is gonna be one of our longest Let's Plays to record and upload. This probably isn't uploading till a good, like, March or so. For now, that's the end. It won't be, though. See you guys next time.
Take care.
Also, for anyone wondering, if I do start streaming, I will put it in the Fire Emblem Free Houses playlist. If not, I'll be having heavily edited scenes of Blue Lions until we get to a certain point. Like, you guys will see, but there is a point where I want to start Blue Lions, like, with Joel and such, of course.
So until then,
take care.